So you think there's a relatively easy way to change the undesirable words and actions of some kids without blatantly and directly speaking to them about it. Can you describe that?
Oh, yeah, just seen tons of fantastic examples of that where teachers have been trying to directly tell the kids that are causing some problems what to do and what not to do.
Right.
And everyone in the class is very aware of them. But when that child or those children hear a conversation about how the other kids feel, if they want to play with somebody that acts like that, and why they feel that way without pointing any fingers, no one has to be on the defensive. It's incredible. The behaviors just melt away. And this isn't even a magic bullet, but it's just accessing a different part of kids' brains so that everything clicks. It all just makes sense to them, and they just want we all just want to be liked and have fun and fit in a way that works for us.
So they're able to sort of get the lesson at a distance rather than being made to feel wrong or confronted directly.
That's totally it. They don't have to be on the defensive. This whole thing of empathy is bringing in that, looking at it from other people's perspective.
Okay.
And I want to, with Kids Own Wisdom, absolutely have this definition of empathy be really expanded. It's not just about taking care of people's hurt feelings. It's about, if I'm the bully, or if I'm pushing someone, or if I'm, being inconsiderate of someone, how can I look at it from someone else's perspective without being put on the defensive?
Okay, so you aim to find a way for kids to access their own capacity to feel.
It's right there.
Within
just
for others.
Let's exercise those muscles when they're young.
That's great.
Yeah.
Are there any worthwhile carryover effects that have been noticed after kids have engaged in Kids Own Wisdom conversation circles?
Absolutely. The teachers tell us about it. The parents tell us about it. Where, once that connection has been made, it's just, they're transformed. And I don't mean to sound like a magic bullet, but it's just, the connection is there. It just makes sense to them now because they've genuinely seen it, not intellectualized about it, but they've actually seen the experience from other people's perspective.
It reminds me, we used to have a nun come into our classroom every now and then, one of the head nuns, and just tell a story. And there would always be a message in it, and you had the chance to sit and reflect on your own behavior. It sounds like something like that, like storytelling almost, is it? Or?
It is, but it's not so passive. Because they're all hearing how everyone else is feeling. So thank you for bringing that up, because there's tons of books on this subject. But to get everybody engaged, and that's another wonderful thing that I have seen over and over again, and I've heard teachers say, even the most shy children cannot resist.
Wow, participating.
Yeah.
Wow.
They cannot resist it.
So what motivated you to create Kids Own Wisdom?
I think the biggest thing was how much I see the world taking some pretty unhealthy directions. And to me, that's because people are out of touch with what they deeply know would be right for the environment, is the healthier way to interact with people. And I think people have just, from the youngest ages, not been encouraged to exercise those muscles. You can call it conscience, but it's just a deeper knowing that we all come into this life with. And if we don't exercise that, then we're going to use it or lose it, kind of thing.
So you're hoping to sort of give them a little compass to guide themselves through life, or?
And it's not even give them a compass, it's
access that moral.
It's getting into the habit of accessing their own compass. Yeah, thank you for putting those words to it, because that's exactly.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's not teaching, it's waking up and enlivening and engaging what's already there within them.
Rather than forcing it on them.
Yeah, and so it's always, because of that style, that approach, it works with each individual. Because I'm not asking them to believe anything I tell them or the materials tell them. I'm giving them the experience to go within. I'm not even telling them what to do. And we don't use labels. We don't use right, wrong, should, shouldn't, good, bad. We don't do that. We don't need to with Kids Own Wisdom.
Very intriguing.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for being on our show today, Nini.
Thank you.